Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Being Random. I'm Aditya here, and
I'm Aslesh.
so today I think we're deciding to talk about a little about. Um I'm not going to go back to the old topic about constant
So
about
I think
dietary
the first
nutrition.
episode was a lot of randomness, a lot of
Yeah,
running, a lot of about both of us.
about food, about
Yes.
workouts, everything. So I think we want to keep it a little more precise this time, but of course we will be
And the
random here
second
and
time we
there.
were a little bit more precise and we spoke about discipline, which is a beautiful
Discipline to
topic, and we
motivation.
spoke
Yeah.
about it for like an hour, 15 minutes. And this is the third episode. I think I wanted to ask you a question that I didn't have any answer to. And that was in the beginning, how do I start? Which is something that was very scary for me. I think I was
Uh,
very nervous.
So when you say start, you mean in a nutshell, right? In with regards to workouts as well as food.
No, I think you decide you want to be healthier. You decide you want to have a different lifestyle.
I think the simple rule of thumb would come down to no fried food, no sugar, at least no direct sugars.
Yes.
So I think sugars from fruits are allowed initially
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think it's possible for anyone to just
Cut out everything.
completely cut out junk from your life.
Yeah.
So the first step would be recognizing uh, what food are you currently eating, and do you think that's nutritious, or do you think
A
you really
self
need that? Yeah,
evaluation.
self evaluation is very
Yes.
important. So if you know for a fact you're drinking a lot of alcohol on a regular basis in a week,
Mm-hmm.
having a lot of sugary foods, so I think it's best to start there. And the third one would be deep fried foods.
Okay.
So we cut down these three first, and you just stick to regular home cooked.
Home cooked food.
So there are more fine-tuned points which come as we move forward. But I think to begin with, these three are
Game changers.
yeah, game changer and very solid foundation. This builds a very solid
And
foundation for you
I think that's
going
what it
forward.
is. And I think any gym that you go to, home gym, or generally these days, you have a general trainer around
Yes,
who
yes,
will
yes.
help you with your workouts.
So I think when you initially start working out, people are more worried about what others think
Yeah.
rather than where they want to be or what they want to do.
Hmm?
So I think it should be more about figuring that out.
Yeah.
So what is it you exactly want when you go to the gym? Do you want to look a certain way? Do you want to build strength? Do you want to build endurance? What is it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to figure that out first. So if you say you love running,
Yeah.
I think if when you say you love running, I think you would already run few runs. So I think that's the wrong thing to
I think you
start.
have a foundation of running. You're probably like a 100-meter sprinter or like a 400-meter relay
I
guy.
doubt someone who's bad with the nutrition will have that foundation.
Around. Yeah.
So
But
I think
I think bad is relative again.
okay.
Because I remember I have friends who were running, college level athletics who never used to take care of their nutrition.
Okay, simple thing to put across in the gym would be that when I started off, I'll tell you what I did. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if this will help anybody.
Okay.
So I used to go to these government gyms, which are open air.
Yeah.
Then they had a small room where they had all the equipment stuffed in. So they used to keep it open in the mornings for a certain period of time in the evening,
Mm-hmm.
and there used to be one person who's in charge of the. So we used to go in the timings when it's open, and all the equipment's out. People are randomly taking what they need, and they're doing the workouts.
Okay.
So the first thing I learned when I went there was push-ups, pull-ups, squats.
Body weight exercise.
These were the three which were given to me as a standard, and I think everyone told me, when you can do 10 push-ups, you can get on the bench.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When you can do 10 pull-ups, then we'll start with weights.
Yeah.
So uh, I was put into a place where I was given a target,
Okay.
and for me, actually, it piqued my interest. I really wanted to get out there, use the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's best when you can build that base where you can do 10 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, and 10 squats without assist.
Yes.
This is because when you get on a bench or you get on a machine and you try to lift weights, there is a chance you injure yourself. When you
Yeah.
build that base strength, I think it's a minimal strength you need.
Yeah.
When you build that, I feel uh, you're less injury prone.
Yes, and also it's a good routine to have, a good warm
Yes,
up routine to
yes.
have, a solid foundation, because push up uses a lot of muscles. It's a
Yeah,
compound
I
movement.
think eventually it does get easier, and then you
Yeah,
know that you need
exactly.
to use some weights, right?
So I think now we are talking about progressive overload now.
Yes.
So you start off with push ups, you those get easier, and then you move on to bench, and that gets easier. You add on a 2.5 kg plate, that gets easier, and then
Yeah.
slowly
So the
progress.
reason we keep mentioning please go with a trained professional is because we are at a place where we perform in a certain way, and I at least coach my clients
Yeah.
towards a healthier lifestyle, etc. Um, but the reason we're talking about this today is we want to let people know that if you don't have uh, a specific start point or you don't know where to start, I think this is the best.
Yes, and I agree with that because I I walked into the gym and I walked in when it was COVID, and I had a community gym, a get a community, and there was no trainer there, and I walked in and there was nothing. I had no one to show me the ropes, but I had a little bit of foundation beforehand. Like during my college days, I did work out on and off once a week, maybe in my college gym. And then there was, the college gym boys that were like, okay, dude, you're supposed to curl like this. A lot of ego lifting, yes. A
Oh
lot of,
yes,
dude,
I think we've all done
we were,
that.
we,
I think at some point I did do a lot of that. I did injure myself
oh,
multiple
yeah,
times, and I think I never learned even when I got injured. I think that comes with age.
yes,
Eventually, you realize that if you do injure yourself, the injury actually sometimes doesn't go away and it remains with you
yes,
if you don't do proper rehab.
yeah,
So after a point, I just decided to be injury free, and I don't push too excessively on the weights.
yeah.
Even if I do, I make sure it's assisted or I have somebody around me to help me.
You have a spotter
Yeah,
to
I make
help
sure
you
I
out.
have a spotter.
So I think that's what we're talking about. Even though initial days I had good friend of mine called Mark. He helped me out with the basics, and another my roommate called Deepak. Both of them just got in the gym, and I saw them get a really good physique in like 5 6 months. Right, we were adolescents at that time, and it was relative, right? And then I was like, okay, I want to go to the gym. They showed me the ways. They gave me a foundation, but yes, it was not 100%. And then I had to learn on my own. And then I got a professional, and I actually understood stuff. And then
I think
you
one of
end up here.
my uh, first trainers was my friend. So he was a professional bodybuilder. Go on stage where the under
Yeah, yeah.
the usual routine. Uh, he was jacked. He was 5'2" or 5'3", but he looked good for
5'2", 5'3".
yeah.
Okay.
He was pretty short, but he
Mm-hmm.
looked good for his height. His legs were decent,
Mm-hmm.
not
Not like
bad
you.
at all. Yeah, not bad at all. Exactly. We didn't have to infer to that, but yeah, not bad at all. So I learned most of my workouts from him. I think a reason where now coming back to the legs part, I think the reason why I lacked in legs was because he also never
Train
pushed
leg. Okay.
pushed on the legs part. He did train personally himself, but I think he never enjoyed legs. I think a lot of people don't enjoy legs because that's the toughest muscle to train. I feel
Oh,
personally,
it's exhausts you, man. Legs,
yeah, it's
because it's
exhausting.
half your body. People underestimate how big the lesser
Yeah,
group is.
so
Leg group is.
I think that was one of the reasons I didn't do it either. And please work out legs. I think I've emphasized this
It helps your
enough in
testosterone also.
all the videos.
It
Yeah,
helps your testosterone also. So please do train your legs.
I don't know about that. I'm
Yeah,
not going to go in detail about that.
yeah. Legs, training legs helps with testosterone.
Training legs helps a lot of things. So there's always a clause in a lot of blogs you read online.
Yes.
They say it may.
Okay. Fair enough.
It may. So because there's that question mark, I don't want to
Okay.
specifically say it will.
That's the difference between a pro and me who
No,
has
no, no,
learnt
no.
everything on my
It's not about
own.
being a pro. It's just that even when we do our coursework, what we are taught first is um, whatever information you share with whoever you share with, make sure it's from a reliable source.
Mm-hmm.
because they also specifically mentioned saying that there are a lot of articles published in the newspaper or in magazines, and not necessarily all of that information is true.
That's a different tangent now that we're going right.
And I'm just saying
Yes, yes, I agree with you. I agree
information
with
on that
you.
basis. But so they usually tell us if the information is published. So recently, I heard um, this person is actually um, an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay,
Okay, he's from Tamil Nadu. I will not mention. A very good, very big influencer
okay,
on Instagram. I do watch a lot. Very, very nice. And at the age he is, he's built his body very well. He's doing good for himself. So he specifically mentioned in a recent reel. He specifically mentioned saying that um, sometimes people refer to papers that haven't been published yet or
okay.
haven't been
Approved yet?
approved
Yes.
yet. So he says you have to be careful in the information you follow.
Yeah.
So that's the whole reason I was actually specifying
Fair
on that,
enough. I think.
because today I feel in today's day I feel that there's a lot of misinformation outside there, and even when I mention anything specifically, also I always say it works for me. It's not necessary that it might work for you the same way it did for me.
But okay, now I'm
That's
gonna.
just to say, please be
I
cautious.
am picking a very different tangent. I know I'm gonna be very controversial about this. But do you really think every research paper you read is actually
No,
reliable?
no,
Yeah, that's my whole
it's
point.
not.
So I don't think
It's not.
information.
It's not. Now again, that becomes another very controversial topic, because we have heard this on and off that a lot of people pay to get a certain research published
Yes.
uh, by renowned doctors or renowned researchers, right?
Yes.
So or renowned scientists,
Yeah.
and they literally pay. So they fund their research. They make sure they're well funded. I'm talking about big corporations.
Wasn't this the same story about what happened to sugar? What happened
Yes,
to
yes.
uh
And actually,
cholesterol?
okay,
What are the
this is
cholesterol
this is
pills?
one person's name I would love to mention. I think Food Pharma. I think you also
Yes.
do know him very well, because a lot of us have
Yeah, yeah.
heard about him on the news also. So I think he actually killed it. His
Okay.
approach, it was pretty straightforward, but he did take a lot of brunt
Mm-hmm.
for his work initially, but I feel it paid off
Yeah.
because he put across what he wanted to do,
Yes.
and he was very clear, and he knew from the beginning it was not something.
You want to give a
um,
little bit of context?
He's a person who debunks certain facts, like say on a certain packaging, it's written saying that boosts immunity, builds muscle,
Hmm.
builds bone
The
strength.
fine print.
The
The fine
It's
print
not even
and
fine print, it's like
oh, the
on the pack,
marketing print.
the marketing
Okay.
stuff. And so he debunks and says this is bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and then he turns it back and he shows the ingredients,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
he explains the ingredients, and he tells you how much sugar there is in the food, and he's very clear. So
Yeah.
whatever he says is very clear. He gives a very um, simple explanation rather
Mm-hmm.
than complicating it, and it's beautiful. And I think a lot he left, from what I know, I think he left a very good paying job, and he decided to do what he was. And a lot of people also have offered him money to give good reviews on their products, but he has denied
Mm-hmm.
to do so, and he's giving honest reviews about the food out there.
Okay.
But he does also review some really good organic brands.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned so in I don't know what brands. I think there might be a very few of those which he is trying to market, because obviously when you do debunk certain facts about certain people,
Yeah.
also promote. I mean, obviously we have to eat something, right? Uh, but I think his end goal, end logic, I think is through all about whatever we're talking about, is that just go with foods that are simple, the basic foods,
Hmm.
rice, dals,
You can't go wrong with
chana.
them.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with
I
them.
think that's what
It's
it is.
not like dal has 20 ingredients in it to make.
Yes.
It's natural.
It's about
Yes, again, those they have now again. There are varieties of dals which are grown in a
Yes,
different way. But
yes,
I think lesser evil.
yes. I think that's what I was gonna
It
say.
comes
I'm
down
like,
to
dude,
that.
pick things that you know are not very altered. Like
I
instead of buying, those packaged microwavable
exactly.
dal, you get
You
that
might as well,
curries.
yeah.
You might as well just get
You
dal,
get the dal and cook it. Yeah,
yes, and
it's
cook
very.
it.
It's not any. It's not that difficult actually.
I think
Not
that's
rocket
what
science.
that's another thing, right? All the pro bodybuilders become cooks because of this.
I
Because
think people have. We've gotten so lazy. Uh, Now again, I know a lot of people may hate me for. We've gotten so lazy to a point that Swiggy is doing so well.
Swiggy is a man.
No, when I
Okay.
come to think about it, back in the day before Swiggy was there, or not to say Swiggy is bad or Swiggy is good, that out there because
It's convenient.
yeah, it's convenient. Definitely, it's convenient because I order a lot of stuff on Instamart and I get it in like 15.
Must be lucky.
Okay, maybe my area the
I don't
service.
get it in
Yeah,
15
maybe my
20
area the
minutes.
service
But
is
yes,
good.
please. Yeah.
But what I feel is in back in the day when we used to go to a restaurant, we used to do it once a week or twice a week maximum, and there used to be a very limited restaurants.
Yeah. True.
So we used to go, we used to enjoy one meal outside with family or with friends, and that was like a wow thing for us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Today, I think applications like Swiggy, yes, they do have benefits, but also unfortunately, people are in overindulging.
Because it's convenient, it's
It's con-
easy.
but I don't think it's now that's a very fine line. See, a person who has control over his food habits, it is convenient for him also. But the choices he makes when he orders on Swiggy are
Yeah.
different.
I think that again it comes down to your mindset, your discipline, like we
Yes,
spoke about last time,
last time.
right? Because there are always options. There are always options. Even if you're going out for a wedding, you'll have options if you really want it.
So I've had a lot of people uninstall certain apps because they couldn't control them.
Oh yeah.
It's habitual also. You have to understand this that a lot of this is habitual. Like we when we look at sweets in a box, our first thought is to have one. So it's habitual.
Hmm.
And this has been developed over a period of time. Similarly, I think Swiggy is a part of
I
everybody's
think
lives
we
right now.
associate things. Our mind is so beautifully made in such a way that we just associate things to. And uh, so another thing that I wanted to talk about is we just said as a beginner for the food aspect, keep it simple. Don't have fried food. Don't have sugars. Be mindful of your food. Don't stress about it, and you'll find results.
Yes, 100%.
You'll
So
find
that's a
results.
start point. You will see beautiful results,
You,
energy wise, weight wise, etc. Your skin gets better, your hair gets
yes.
better, your eyesight gets better,
Yeah.
to be frank.
You're so then coming back to your workouts, have a hard workout. You eat anything that you enjoy. If it's
Yes.
running, if it's swimming, if it's weightlifting, right? Learn about it, read about it. You have ample of stuff
Yeah,
on
actually,
YouTube.
now since you mentioned it, if someone who's not is not inclined towards going to the gym and working out, you can always play a sport.
Yes.
You can play cricket with your friends.
Yes.
But just make sure that the duration that you play is at least a minimum of 1 hour.
Yeah.
Because sport to sport, I think the energy consumption varies.
Yes.
And it also depends on the intensity at which you play your sport.
Yes. Swimming
So,
drains you.
yeah, swimming drains you, provided you're swimming.
Provide you swimming. You're not just
Provided
chilling in
swimming.
the pool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, similarly, cricket, all these other sports also, they literally drain you because I think you need a lot of stamina
Yeah.
to actually be able to stay constantly active on the ground for
Yes.
such a long extended period of time.
Yes.
And I think if you're not a person who loves going to the gym, I think this would start
And
out.
also, I think a lot of
But
people
ultimately, you have to come back to the gym. Huh?
you have to come back to the gym. Yes.
Have to
So
come
the
back to
thing
the gym.
is, all of these sports, it's an aerobic workout, and you lose your fat, you burn calories, but your muscle is stimulated. Yes, don't get me wrong. You're cycling, you're gonna get good quads, right? But overall muscle
Explosive
development,
workouts build muscle,
yes, exactly. At the end of the day, you'll
or
have to do
resistive
resistive
workouts
workouts.
build muscle.
If you're too intimidated, work out, do pull-ups, push-ups. You can buy bands, resistive bands.
I think people fail to forget that even the biggest guy in the gym, the best looking guy in the gym, started off
Started
somewhere.
somewhere. Yes.
So
I
that's
think
something people fail to recognize or
so. Another
see
thing
when they
that
step into a gym.
I noticed when I started eating clean, the first at least 2 3 weeks, not to intimidate anyone, but the first 2 3 weeks very fucking hard. Not and now the food is easy because I love it. But the first 3 weeks, it's like your body rejects
So see
whole food.
that's the reason we I said, see, now when we started the plan, it was totally different scenario,
Yeah, yeah,
because it was very precise calories also.
yeah.
But now when someone else is starting off from scratch, he just has to avoid certain food and he
Yes.
has to eat certain types of food
But I
so
think
he can eat his fill.
what I'm trying to say is, the first 2 3 weeks, more than okay, as you said, being specific and eating your calories, it is you trying to psychologically disassociate
Yes,
your cravings to sugar,
yes.
disassociate your habits.
I feel when you eat enough whole food, it fades away.
Yes, I'll tell you one
You're just
habit
replacing
that was very hard for me to get rid of. I used to live in an apartment and we used to have a supermarket downstairs. Right? I used to go to
evening
the
time.
gym. I used to go to the gym. I'm working out, mind you. Before I go to the gym, I walk into the supermarket subconsciously. I do not know that I'm going there. It's muscle memory. I'm just
I
walking to
think I
this.
think that's
Dude, that is it's horrible, right? The only time I used to use Instamart Swiggy was if it was late at night at
yeah,
at
makes sense.
11 or something, right?
Are we promoting?
We spoke shit about
Or
it also.
no, we didn't.
We didn't speak
I
shit. We
think
just said it's
everything we spoke
convenient.
about Swiggy was positive, but okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So please sponsor us.
we'll say we'll say X. We'll say X.
uh,
Yeah,
it's fine. Everyone knows that brand, but
yeah. I think everyone
uh,
uses.
I don't think they're gonna get a $1 billion deal out
Yeah,
of both of us
yeah.
talking about saying.
Obviously, okay. Yeah, okay.
But coming back to it, so it was so hard for me to disassociate me just going down. Forget that. If I'm going just outside, right, for some errand, and I park my car, my house was on the 12th floor. I used to press ground, go to the supermarket, then go to 12th floor, right? It was just became a habit, and you know why that habit was? I used to go buy the can of Diet Coke, and in my college days, I used to have crates of Diet Coke. We used to get a crate of 12, a crate of 24 from the retailer, saying, "Dude, just send us a crate to our apartment," right? And that became a habit. And for me, okay, after a point, I didn't crave sugar, so I was not having Diet Coke, but I was still walking into the supermarket, which that was something that surprised me, right?
Have you
So
ever thought about picking up a soda?
no, you know what I ended up
Plain
doing?
soda.
I told you this. You know
Okay.
what I did? I started picking up a bottle of water.
Best.
I walk in, I go to the cooling rack,
It
and I
it,
start picking up a
it
bottle
at
of water.
least switches your mind.
And
Keeps
then
the habit
and then I
intact,
got
but
so fed up. I'm like, fucking 20 rupees I'm spending for
spending on
no
water.
reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
No,
think that's
even
how.
even with the Diet Coke, it's just
Dude, Mexico Diet Coke and Coke is
no.
cheaper than water.
Hello, everyone there is diabetic.
I know,
I
I
don't
know,
think we
I
should
know.
say this. So I think
No, it's not Mexico. I'm sorry.
not
There's a
Mexico.
city where Coke, the
It's
first
not
factory of.
Mexico. It's no, it's not. It's not Mexico. I saw this documentary. I'm so sorry. We'll get our facts
I'll
straight on
check.
this.
You can continue.
Oh
I shall
yeah,
find it out.
yeah. We can probably cut here
No,
and
no,
then
no, no, no.
we can
You
get
can
back
talk.
to
You can talk. You can
figure it out.
talk.
Figure it out
The
fast. I
luxury.
really want to know.
The luxury.
Uh,
So that's what I'm saying. So the association was something that really bothered me.
it's habitual.
Yeah, and the first two three
Do
weeks.
you know a lot of people who have associated lunch or dinner that they have to end their meal with a sweet? That they have to end their meal by eating a
Oh
fruit?
yeah, yeah, that I know.
I mean, where did the habit come from?
It's called. I might butcher this pronunciation. It's called Maria Lopez
The
in
name of the place?
Shaman. Yes, it's a small town in San Andres.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's Mexico. Is it Mexico?
it's I think Columbus,
Colombia.
Columbus, Georgia. I think. No, wait, that is where Coke was invented. I'm sorry. No, but the town's name that we're talking about, a
Okay.
diabetic, is
Okay.
called Maria Lopez, which I sounds like an
And
actress.
people are drinking it like water. Literally drinking it like water. Yeah, I think I'm not going to go into the facts about Coke, how much sugar it has, etc., etc. I think there are a lot of people who have been fighting about that openly now. But yeah, I mean, drinking Coke like water, definitely, I don't think
Dude,
it's
have
a
you
good
seen
thing.
their
That's it. Yeah.
teeth? You remember seeing the documentary, right?
Leave their teeth. When I was in the US, I used to drink a shitload of Coke,
Oh yeah.
a lot, a lot, and my teeth started chipping. It used to just break, became brittle.
So you have fake teeth?
No, and then I stopped. So when
Okay.
you stop something, you see, for obvious reasons, it's doing something bad to you.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
a
when you
small town in
stop,
Mexico, by the way. I was right. It's in Mexico, but it's a small town in Mexico.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, back
So I
to.
think when you stop, your body just recovers beautifully and it does the repair it needs.
I think that's what it is. The
So
first
it's
two,
never
three.
too late, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's never too late. And the first 2-3 weeks, I'm bringing this up because I found it hard to break habits when it comes around food, and
It's very tough.
I think that is where, and even if I was eating whole foods,
I
I
think
think my entire body was kind of saying. I think it was like I do not an addiction,
I think
maybe a
somewhere we
response.
started relating food to emotion.
Oh yeah, yes,
Stressful, you eat.
yes.
Sad, you eat. Depressed, you eat. Happy, also, you eat.
I think that's what I keep telling a lot of people, that one of the first things you should do is food. You're eating it for a purpose. Suppose you're doing it so that your
You
body gets
basically
nutrition.
mean eat food to live, don't live to eat.
Yes, and we underestimate how much that sentence actually should
Yeah,
matter to
should
people,
matter to.
and uh, food for purpose than for pleasure.
Yeah, I think if
I
we
think
if
that's
we
what it
live to
is.
eat, we won't live long enough.
People aren't living long enough, dude.
Yeah, I
The
think
amount of people
my
that,
grandparents' generation, 90s, was easy.
yeah,
I think us crossing 70, uh, 75 is going to be pretty difficult
a lot of
at the
people
rate
a lot of
we
people who
are
are like
actually moving.
50s, I meet them and then they look at me at like weddings or something like that, and like, Aslesh, why, they'll be like, in Telugu, why are you doing such a diet? You're supposed to do such a diet when you're 50, 60, you're 20.
I think it'll be too late.
And then I'm cocky, and they ask, they say all of this stuff with a little bit of sarcasm, and I
Obviously,
answer with a lot of sarcasm. I
obviously.
say, okay, uncle, sure, let's see how both of us are at 65. And then in the end I say, that is if you make it.
Oh, okay. That was pretty sarcastic. Wow.
And then I just walk away.
I didn't expect that. Okay.
And I just walk away. So yeah.
No, I guess there was a point when I was snarky too. Then I realized it just doesn't make sense. Walk away.
Yes, now I've learned to just laugh about it and go
I
walk away.
I definitely always have uh, people coming up to me and saying why you're doing this, why you're doing that. I've realized one thing: if um I'm not in the best of my health, then I don't think I can ask anyone to follow what I'm.
Yes. Yes, oh my god. So my very close friend, he's a doctor. I'm not gonna name him because he's probably hate me for this. He just graduated,
Okay.
and because of how stressful a medical degree is,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't keep in shape, right?
Do you? I think a lot of doctors
Do keep in shape.
smoke.
Smoke? Oh yeah.
I think it's I don't know what the reasons are because I don't think there's any reason justifiable. But I've noticed that doctors smoke more.
Sure, we'll talk about this.
Okay.
So and I tell him he wants to become an
Now I know people are gonna kick me. Okay.
he wants to become an orthopedic surgeon. Like, orthopedic is heavy metal surgery. He wants to be a surgeon.
I think you need a lot of muscular strength.
Yes. And I say, dude, okay, I'll agree you need strength for your thing. But I said, dude, if I break something and I come to you and you tell me I am supposed to do rehab for 6 months and you're not in shape, he is in good shape. I'm not saying he's like obese. He's in pretty decent shape.
Okay.
But the moment you look at him, and he, as a doctor, if you're not in good shape, I do not think I'm going to trust your opinion. I'm like, dude, you can't follow it. And how are you expecting me to? Right? I think that is something I expect. I think there is this aura from people in shape that when they give you
It gives you
advice,
confidence, I think.
yes, it gives you confidence
You
when they
trust them.
you trust them. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying get in shape, you can scam people. It's just,
There are people who are scamming people,
oh yeah.
but they get into shape in the wrong way also.
Hmm.
So that's another huge
Another,
topic of
we can
that
talk
we
about
can
it later.
discuss
Yes.
eventually.
So coming back to the main topic. So as beginners, I think one thing is food. Food is where I struggled personally. I found the physical activity easy to pick because okay, YouTube, it's easier, you figure it out. I did machines because farm, it's machine fixes your farm in
I
a way.
think lately I've seen a lot of people explaining the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, there
No.
weren't many people who were actually explaining. And since it's a very niche, uh, I feel it's a very niche and topic. Uh, People refrain from giving that free advice because people don't listen.
Yeah,
I've noticed this. When you
I
give
think,
people, if I tell somebody, "Arey, eat this, it'll work," they haven't followed.
see, I think that's what it is. People think nutritionists, coaches, and all do not give you good advice because they're trying to gatekeep the advice, right? Yes, part of them might do it, part of them don't. That's again character dependent.
I don't gatekeep.
You don't gatekeep. I know that because the
It's
first conversation I
transparent.
had, you told me a lot of stuff that I should have
Everything.
followed. I know. So my whole point is, I don't think most of them gatekeep. They do tell you, they do give you really really good tips, but they're just hard to follow. And a lot of people do not follow it because it's not easy. It's hard. Because see, you just told people avoid fried food, do not have sugar, and be mindful. These three things are hard for a lot of people, especially in the beginning.
Oh.
Sugar, quitting sugar,
Yeah, sugar is the most difficult.
it's
There is a
so
way.
so fucking
But
addictive.
there is a way to quit sugar, which is what diet and nutrition actually
Yes.
teach you. So I think there are a lot of influencers out there who have figured it out themselves. I've seen fitness
Yeah.
influencers, and I've seen them explain it. I don't know how many people followed what they said,
Yes.
but the content they gave was really good.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly who, but I've seen 3 influencers who've given the right scientific content with regards to weaning off sugar
Yes. And
and the effects it has afterwards.
another thing, a lot of I think the obsession over food, fitness, and everything, I think picked up right after COVID, especially for
Oh
me.
yeah,
And COVID was
I think
such a
COVID was a
such a big game changer. Those 2 years for mental health, for physical health,
especially for mental health
for
also. Yeah,
mental health, because
I agree with
it
you on that.
made and it either broke people or it made people
Yeah, COVID
in
was.
multiple
I think
ways.
for a lot of us, COVID was okay, but I think for a lot of people, it was a very bad time.
Because either during that time, either it was a wake up call for a lot of us, and we said, okay, let's do this, let's get our life in check, or it was, fuck it, I cannot, I'm gonna give up.
I noticed one thing: uh, people who had kept fit and healthy, who were continuously training before COVID,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen that most of them did not even though they got COVID, they didn't see any adverse effects.
So my mom has been doing yoga
I'm
for.
not saying it is the sole reason that they
There's a
weren't
correlation. I
affected.
don't
Yeah,
think
there is a
even
exactly.
after so many years, I think COVID, how many? It's been, I think, 4 years since we had a lockdown, the first lockdown,
Yeah,
right? People still do not know like what correlates what. There's so much misinformation during COVID, and fine, sure, that is a different topic. But
yeah.
the clear indication is if you're fit, you're gonna be okay.
I think I think even the vaccine part of it, uh, making it mandatory. Now that's a whole again shit show when we go to talk about that.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think India did well in that aspect,
Relatively well compared
relatively
to a
well
lot
compared
of
to a lot of
countries,
countries. Yeah,
a
the
lot of
man. I
backlash.
think for the population we have,
Oh yeah,
it was very well managed
yes, I think that's
comparatively.
what it is.
I know there were certain states, I know there were certain places where it was horrible. I'm really sorry for what
Yeah.
happened to a lot of people. Um, but I think considerably given the volume of people we have was
Yeah.
pretty well managed
And
in our country.
one thing, uh, we were lucky that none of my family members got COVID until, the third wave was done. At the end, my mom got sick. And my mom has been doing yoga for as long as I remember, 15 years, I think, guess. And she recovered very quickly. And that's one thing that I admired. And and that was worrisome for me because my dad was a heart patient. He is still a heart patient. He's still a heart patient.
Okay, now we're mentioning
My dad.
parents' personal health.
Sorry?
Mentioning parents' personal
Yeah, yeah.
health.
But that's
Your
okay.
dad is gonna watch this.
No, 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 it's okay.
I'm just joking.
I'm trying to say COVID was a very major thing for health. It was a wake
I
up
think
call.
it was a scare for everyone.
Yes,
We didn't
and
know what to expect,
yes.
but it was beautiful.
What was beautiful?
No, I'm sorry, not about the virus, but I think I saw so much difference. So I live close to KBR, right?
Hmm.
And there were days when I used to go out by provision.
Okay.
There was an allotted time when you can go out and get your
Oh
provision
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And when you go past KBR, first time I think since I've been in Hyderabad, I literally saw animals on the road.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember this.
For a moment, it felt like nature took over,
Yeah, that was the
and
case
it
in a
was
lot of
beautiful,
places. Yeah.
beautiful. And I think somewhere a lot of people realize that there are certain things which we might need to pipe down.
Yes.
Self
And
realization.
self realization. So COVID was a very big wake up call, and a lot of us started picking up on health and nutrition, and we gave it importance. And that rose to the influence of everyone trying to get healthy, but that also led to people trying to, especially my generation, trying to scientifically crack it, biohacking, and also
I
uh,
think
doing it more efficiently. Perfectionism, I guess.
I've been to be frank, I've been depressed for a very long.
Mm-hmm.
I think even before COVID. I think COVID kind of like because you're just the same place
Yes,
constantly
it's
throughout the day. It
accelerated it.
builds, yeah,
Yes,
it
it
builds,
was.
and you literally feel it. And I was not in the best of shape
Mm-hmm.
when I was going through COVID. Um, I should drink a lot at that point. I think somewhere down the line I realized that okay, I was still figuring out what I wanted to
Hmm.
do, and then I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So I think that switch happened for me. It happened for me way before COVID, but the actual part where I started concentrating on my health even more
Mm-hmm.
was during midway through COVID.
Yeah.
That after that 1 year was done and things relatively became a little
I think
was when I started really.
I think in the next 2 weeks or 10 days, I think it'll be my 3 year date since I started working out and like taking 3 years. So 3 years? 2021.
I
Yeah, 3 years.
I have been running since I came to Hyderabad, even before that.
Okay.
So I think running was one thing that
Yeah.
kept me sane,
Dude, running
and
is a different league because
it got me to the best of my health even
yes.
today. So there's this. I think there's a simple lung test online. How long can you hold your breath? There's a marker
Yeah.
that runs by,
Yes.
and I was like, and the marker went by, and then it reset. It went by again. So I did twice in one
Mm-hmm.
breath. So I realized I was in
This was
actually
a
pretty
very
good
big
health.
thing during COVID, right? A lot of people
Yeah.
try to get their lung health
Uh,
improved.
a lot of people bought these oxygen concentrate machines, which kind of get you oxygen through the regular air.
Okay. Sure. I did not know
Yeah,
this.
so the air that passes through the machine and then it's pushed, the percentage of oxygen is
Okay.
concentrated and then it comes out. This was basically because there was a lack of oxygen at that point and people were
Okay.
selling in black. A lot of people needed
Okay.
oxygen, so people were buying these machines. I also bought one, but
Is that the one at your house?
yes,
Okay. Yeah.
right now it's just there. I I don't think there's any use, but I'm just giving that info. It was a bad place. People dying because there was no oxygen.
You know, the,
It's horrible.
you just said, right? I saw myself. I didn't like mid COVID. I didn't like in
Um,
what place I was in. That is the exact same story for me. Same mid COVID. This that. I know the
I
situations
think
and
I think
circumstances are
before COVID
different.
started, I don't know for what reason, but I had stocked up on a lot of alcohol. I had been stocking up for a very long time. And I think through COVID, I just drank everything.
Hmm.
And now after COVID, I've recovered. My health is good. I'm in a very good place mentally. Gotten stronger actually.
Yeah.
I think um, your trauma never goes away, but you just get stronger. That's how it
Hmm.
works. So you don't bury it per se.
Yes.
You deal with it. You know that it's there. You know it's very much true. You know that yes, it did have an impact on you.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't give it that power anymore.
Acceptance and taking the power away.
Yeah, taking the power away. Um,
I think mental
but it
health,
doesn't change.
yeah, it
What
doesn't
happened to
change.
you will never change.
Mental
That's
health
very true.
plays a very, very, very important role when it comes to trying to get healthy in general.
So coming back to food
Yes.
and workouts, I think these two also are a very huge, play a very huge role
Mm-hmm.
in your mental health.
Yes, absolutely. This is one thing that I was getting to.
This is one thing people forget to realize or don't realize it
Yeah.
until they've reached a certain level in their fitness.
Yes.
That's
Dude.
when they realize that, okay, because once they transform or they go to a place where they start eating clean foods, they suddenly realize one day they might go have a bad meal and they realize, shit, this had such a huge impact on me mentally.
Dude,
It does. It
once
drains
you're
you.
so in tune with your body and your food, you'll notice the different energy levels you have with clean food and messy food.
Yes, yes.
And I don't know. I've told you this
You
multiple
taste
times.
things even more
Yes.
precisely. I think a lot of things improve.
You
Your
can
senses
taste
improve.
things and you know, okay, this is not good for me, man.
Your
I
senses
yeah.
improve.
And but especially sugar. Forget fried oily foods. That okay, that's a second thing. Sugar, especially the energy that it gave me was so sluggish, so depressing.
Sugar is a very beautiful drug.
Yeah, and I fucking hated it. And even after okay, starting my fitness journey, getting on a cut, and me, okay, I want a dopamine rush, I'm gonna have sugar today. Right? After killing it for like a month or something, or 2 months, 3 months, your cheat meal. And I picked sugar. I always used to pick something spicy because I love spice. But this time I was like, okay, let me you know this. I picked sugar. And I had sugar, I felt shit for the next week, man. The entire week I felt like
I think
shit,
your
even though
energy,
I ate it in a single
your
day.
like you said, you feel sluggish, right?
Yeah.
So it's what happens inside the body when
Yeah.
your energy, the way your body uses energy changes,
Yes.
and that has a lot to do with your insulin,
Yes.
and that in turn again affects a lot of other things within the body and feel like
You
shit.
know, when you're
I think
explaining all of this,
everything is actually
everything is interrelated,
interlinked.
yes.
Yeah.
So when we talk about such things in such detail, as a beginner, I remember I was trying to get everything right. Oh, this is gonna fuck up my insulin. Oh, this is gonna do this is gonna do that. And a lot of
I
us, I remember my friend, my cousin who is younger than me. He was trying to get
oh
biohacking down, right?
yeah.
So I think it's become such a popular culture of perfectionism, and
I think too much information
too
also
much
is not good initially.
information is a curse at the end of it. It's a blessing and a curse,
I
right?
think when you get the right information at the right time and you have context,
Yes.
I think then it's beautiful.
Yes.
Otherwise, too much information will just confuse you.
So yeah, that's one thing that I learned, right? Yes, you can biohack. Yes, you can go do cold plunges. Yes, they're amazing for you. Yes, you can do saunas. Yes, all of these things do have an effect.
But if you eat sugar and do all of this, I
It
don't think.
doesn't make sense. Yes, exactly. You should have things in check
Basically,
already.
if you eat unhealthy, sorry, I don't want to demonize sugar.
Yes.
Sugar has its own benefits at certain points,
Yeah.
like when you're doing long distance running, etc. So it's when you actually utilize it or when you consume it that matters. Yeah,
So yeah, I'm trying to talk about the obsessive perfectionism, right? When it comes to food,
doesn't
saying
help.
doesn't help, and people don't realize that uh sure, this you're supposed to get, okay, you're supposed to get everything perfect, but instead of doing things 100% for 2 days, 3 days, and then quitting because it's so overwhelming.
But I think this utilization of excess energy happens to people who want a fast track.
Yes, exactly.
So
That's what I'm
people
trying to
assume if
say.
I follow everything, within a month I'll look like Shah Rukh Khan.
That's exactly what I'm
I don't
getting
think
to.
that's possible.
So people, we wanna do things perfectly. I'm the kind of person that wants to. I do things very planned and in a very according way, and I sometimes break my head over things. I used to do this, and I used to burn out within 3 days of trying to get everything right. My food right, this workouts right, this right, everything. Me tracking calories, me tracking my burning calories, me saying, okay, this is what happened, this is what happened. Oh shit, I've done a higher deficit, or I haven't done a deficit today, etc., etc., etc. Oh shit, I did a hot shower today instead of a cold shower at evening or something like that. Something very stupid. And then I used to burn out within 2 3 days. So that's where I realized that you're better off doing 30% of the ideal efficiency for 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, an entire week, 2 weeks, than doing 100% for 2 3 days and burning out. And then once you get comfortable with the 30% of doing it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it becomes a habit, it becomes a
Yes,
routine.
yes.
And then you add a 5% or 10% extra complication, and now that doesn't feel like much. You'll probably
You,
you
it's like playing a sport. You
baby
increase
steps.
the intensity slowly.
Yes, baby
It's like
steps.
working out. You increase the intensity slowly. Nobody goes into the gym and lifts
Yes,
100 kgs.
exactly. So I think for me,
The same with food.
yeah, for me, if you, I know you know this. I started eating my proteins properly, my carbs properly. Completely forgot about my veggies
Veggies.
because I hate veggies. Uh,
I think 2 years, no, no, 1.5 year in only
we
you
did the math
started.
last time. I do not know if this is on the podcast, but we did the math last
One
time.
and a half
1.5
year
years
in,
into
you
the
started
diet.
eating.
Oh yeah.
And
So
that did change
oh yes, yes.
your
And
body
I now
and
I
how it
enjoy veggies.
functioned. Yeah.
I remember I told my sister saying, can I get 400 grams of veggies? I was outside and I wanted her to get veggies for me. And I said, can I get 400 grams of veggies? And she asked me. She knows that I'm very picky, and she asked me, Ashlesh, what type of veggies? I said, anything. It doesn't matter
She
anymore.
wouldn't have expected that.
And she's like, Ashlesh, what?
So I think your preferences change. People say, "Oh no, I won't eat." No, I think eventually, as you see results, as you see that change, or as you're moving towards what you want,
Yeah.
our preferences change, our mindset changes, the way we look at things change, our dependency on certain foods go away, uh, our mental state improves. So I think if you eat relatively well,
Mm-hmm.
you're in a much better mood throughout the day.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I know this for a fact.
I think,
You don't feel
the
stressed.
killer
You manage
combo
stress
is
better.
eating clean and running. Both of them are such a killer combo because running makes
Oh,
you.
a lot of people won't agree with that, by the way, but still, yeah.
Okay, I think running. When I say running,
No, I know
it's
personally a
the
lot of people
intensity that I'm
because they
talking about.
hate running
I also
because
hate
they
running.
can't run.
I'm part of it. I'm part of it. Remember when I told you I said I'm not gonna run.
See, at least you're honest. See, how it works with you is you don't enjoy running, but you do know the benefits it gives you.
I
So that's
en-
what I'm talking about.
I enjoy.
We usually don't enjoy a lot of things, but
Okay,
we still do
I
it.
think this is one of the phrases that sums up why I enjoy running or why I picked up everything. For me, uh, in COVID, personally, I gave up on myself. I was eating shit. I was just binging Netflix. I gave up on a
I
lot of
think a lot of
aspects.
us did.
A lot of aspects. A lot of friendships. A lot of uh, everything. I gave it up, right? And I wanted a change. And after I got a change, yes, I didn't understand why I enjoyed it or why it meant so much to me. And then running taught me this that um, running personally, it taught me that uh, I owe it to myself to see how it is when I don't give up. I think that is what I took away from running because that is exactly what it is. You run and you don't give up. You hit your goal and you don't give up. So it was me giving inside Aslesh saying, this is what you are when you don't give up.
Me, it's always been just one simple. How far can I push the
Yes.
body?
Yes.
And I've been at it for a long time.
Exactly.
And I think that my brother comes with that similar. And for us, it's just about how far can we go? Okay, today I did 50, one more.
Yes.
Or I did 10 reps, let me do 12.
Yes.
It just goes on. It's never ending. I think that way it's never ending.
Yes.
And that keeps you going no matter what. Relationships might fail. Your life might go to shit. Um, you might lose a job. But I think at the end of the day, when you have your health and when you're in good health and you have your sanity, I think you can manage anything
Because it
out
gives
there.
you confidence that even if I lose everything,
That's the
I will
discipline.
be fine. Because
And I've been there.
yes, exactly. I think that's what we take away from it. And it has a deep resonance,
Do you
right?
think a lot of people will only realize that if they hit rock bottom?
Yes, I think the moment you hit rock bottom, I say this to all of my friends who feel that they've hit rock bottom, is you find the silver lining with things, right? You hit rock bottom, I say, uh, I okay, you give them empathy, you move.
See, I think somewhere down the line, people started talking about it so much.
Hello, Luffy.
Everyone assumes that they're hitting rock bottom, but I don't think it actually works
You can
that
come
way.
here. You can come here.
But I don't think it actually works that way.
So for people who are only listening, my dog just ran into the house and he's licking Aditya,
Okay. Goodbye, good boy,
saying,
good boy, good boy, good morning,
yeah.
good evening.
He just
Okay,
came back from his walk.
goodbye.
So yeah.
As much as I love you, you licky me. Yeah. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Luby, you wanna talk?
I don't think he minds.
What?
He doesn't find place in your seat.
Because
Yeah, because you're sitting legs crossed.
Luby, can you sit properly, please? Okay, we had our guest interrupt
I
us.
think he's relatively bored. Thus,
Okay.
no, fuck he's love you. Thank you.
Okay, let's continue. So, what were you saying?
Totally. He
You
bamboozled us. So yeah, we
distracted
are talking
us.
about rock bottom.
Yes. So I think the moment you hit rock bottom, the only advantage is that you have nothing to lose anymore. And that gives you so much to lean on. That gives you so much strength to lean on, saying, I might as well fucking do it.
No, you should. I think we stop growing when we stop putting ourselves in comfortable situations. I
Yes.
know you might have heard this elsewhere, but in reality, we are uncomfortable to do a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
It can be just trying to study for a new course, or pursuing a new degree, or changing career. People are shit.
Yeah.
Why are people scared? It's because they don't want to get out of that normalcy. They don't want to get out of their regular routine.
The
They've
comfort.
created a comfort zone.
Yes.
So, part of what running teaches us or exercise teaches us is that you always push yourself, and you push yourself into that uncomfortable zone,
Yeah.
and that will definitely give you.
Yes. And I think once you push through it and you finish it, right? You have a tough run and you finish it, it gives you this sense of euphoria that, okay, whatever is thrown at me today, I think I'll get through it.
I think you just
You get comfortable in the uncomfort, I think. And that is where you
that is
become
there,
a
that is there,
dangerous
but
person.
uncomfortable scenarios never end. To me,
Yes.
that's how it is.
Yes,
It
always
never
the
ends.
uncomfort gets worse and
I
worse.
think
Yes.
you keep on learning.
Yeah.
We are always learning. I don't think anyone knows everything.
Yeah.
We're always learning. Yes, when you reach a state when you have learnt a lot, you know how to manage certain things, you know how to manage yourself, or you know how to better conduct yourself,
Mm-hmm.
or physically you're in a better place. People do look up to you, but that does not mean you know it.
Yes.
We're constantly
There
learning.
should be the humbleness of, okay,
I learn a lot from my clients. Like,
yes.
even when we get in discussion on a lot of topics related to food, or related to your regular intake, etc., there are certain questions you do ask me which I might not know, and I do go back, I do check it out,
I
I
think
do
that's
talk to
the fun
doctors.
part about it, right? You're always learning, and that is, I
Very
think,
important.
uh, it's fun that way, man. Or else it's boring. I think if you
And
just
I think when a person has any specific, if you feel you have a specific medical condition, please visit a doctor.
Yeah.
I always emphasize this to people because he's going to be a first line of defense. I think he's going to
Yes.
like stop what's happening to you currently, and then after that, yes, you can work on your food, you can work on your health, physical exertion, etc., etc. But
Yes.
you need to stop what's happening internally first. So I think doctor is always the first person.
Yeah. And I think once you do notice things, you can adopt a healthier lifestyle. But as you said, the doctor is the first person.
Yes. See, the doctor will tell you, "Arey, you have diabetes."
Mm.
Then you decide, okay, I want to eat healthy.
Yes.
So,
But doctors also give you, they
but
they
but
understand.
unfortunately, it goes two ways, huh?
Yes, that's what I was getting to. I think doctors understand that it's very hard to adopt a new lifestyle, and they try to give. Their job is to fix the problem.
Everyone is asking for a magic pill. That's the
Yes,
problem.
they have to fix the
See,
problem.
as far as I know, a lot of people when they go to the doctor, they go with the mindset saying that, okay, I'm not feeling well today. Doctor, can you just give me an injection? I just want to feel better now.
Yeah.
But you're not helping yourself, right? I'm
Yes.
not saying the medicine he's giving you is bad,
Yeah.
but why are you going for a quick fix? Why don't you
Yes.
take some form of uh, simpler medication, which doesn't actually, which will actually might help your immune system fight it off over a period
Hmm.
of time,
Yeah.
or control or contain the situation and help
Yeah.
your body recover by itself. I think doctors also usually emphasize on that. I know a lot of doctors who I go and consult, and they say, you'll be fine in a day or two, eat this way, do this. But when a person goes and pokes and tells the doctor, no, I want an injection, I want to feel better immediately, I think you put the doctor in a fix, and they usually
Yeah. I think
in they
their
usually
hand is
go ahead.
forced at that
I
point.
don't think it's forced, but they also like chalo,
Yeah.
because people say, oh, I'm in extreme discomfort.
Now it comes back to the point that we spoke about last time. How bad you want it, because a person can really change it if he really wants to, in a good way.
Falling sick.
Falling, huh? Falling sick? No, 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 not falling sick. I'm not talking about falling sick. I'm continuing from,
uh,
a doctor saying, please do this. It'll help your
Yeah, actually,
condition,
a lot
right?
of doctors give a lot of good advice, and
Yes.
they say very clearly, please refrain from eating this, this, this.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's not the doctor's duty to tell you how to wean off, because that's not his job.
Yeah.
He will only tell you what to have and what not to have. And I think that's a lot of
So
information.
that's what it is. They cannot fall behind you and say, do this, do
Exactly.
that. And
That's
that
not
is
a
where
doctor's job.
discipline comes in. That is where, as I said, how bad do you want it comes. That whole concept comes back. And
But yeah, I think we started off at giving people the simplest form to start their diet and nutrition journey
yes,
along with workouts, and we jumped to
I think that is what it sums up our podcast name, man. I'm sorry, I'm not
yeah,
guilty for this.
being literally fucking random. I know.
I, that is why we named it that. I do not know why you're complaining now.
I'm not complaining. But yeah, on a better note, I think I'm happy with where I am today, professionally,
Mm-hmm.
um, also health wise and physical fitness.
Yes, and
It has been a long 6 7 years for
that
me.
leads me to another thing where we get so so taken into our discipline, so goals. Okay, I want this, I want that. You're just falling ass towards, and we forget the aspect of taking a step back and appreciating how much you have come,
Yes,
how far you have come,
people
and
forget sometimes. They don't
yes,
realize.
and that plays a major role on your mental
That's
health.
the reason you take the before and after pic.
Oh yes.
Because what happens, you look at yourself every day
Yeah.
and you hardly realize the change your body is going through.
Yeah.
Uh, I think mentally, because we see ourselves every day in the mirror, I think men nowadays look at themselves more than women in the mirror.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And I think you need to appreciate yourself. You need to look at
Yes.
yourself. You need to tell yourself that you are going to be there at a certain place. So a lot of people mistake manifestation.
Okay.
Manifestation, I think any activity you do, even if you're
Yes.
going to run a marathon, or you're going to
Yes.
run 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers, or you're going to run today, say I
Mm-hmm.
have to get up in the morning and I'm going to run 10 kilometers. If I don't tell myself first that I'm going to run 10, how am I going to run 10?
Yes.
It's not like you wake up and you just go running. No.
No,
So it starts with the mind.
yeah.
That's what I tell people. every day just manifest a little.
Hmm.
I'm not saying manifest saying you can do this also. So I've done this when I was younger. I want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't happen. Look at me now. I don't look like that. But I think it gave me it channeled me or put me on the positive path or the right path.
Yes. Um,
So
manif-
I think indirectly. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Indirectly, I was manifesting uh, a goal which was towards a healthier lifestyle,
yes.
and
I
I
think
think
that
that's
is
what is
what different.
important.
Let's take a pee break. I'll come
Okay,
back.
yeah, sure. And yeah, we're back.
Yes, you're back.
So I think to kind of sum it all up, you just follow three simple pointers. Eat your home food.
Mm-hmm.
Idli, dosa, all of this is beautiful.
Yes.
I think they're the best foods
I
out
have
there.
I have French toast in my breakfast. I have dosa. I have
So I think it's not that you need to demonize a certain food to get healthy, but I think it's moderation. My brother always says this.
yes.
Like it's so easy. He goes and tells everybody, "Hey, mitam lo tinte chalu." The other person doesn't understand. So I'm sorry, mitam basically means moderation. So he doesn't understand that the other person does not understand moderation, and that's the reason he is where he is.
I think that it's the knowledge. Moderation, sure, but how much? And I think the most common knowledge that we have is okay, per kg, 0.8 to 2 grams of protein. That is all people
Yeah,
know.
but unfortunately, they don't understand why you're eating so much protein.
Yes.
And if you eat so much protein, you need to work out equally hard
Yes.
to see the
Yes.
gains. Otherwise,
Yes.
you're not going to see the
So
gains.
exactly, I don't think they understand the it's relative, right?
I think it's a
Moderation
misconception.
for people. For me, I eat a lot of chicken before even I started working out. For me, eating half a kg of chicken per night was not a big deal for me. And I come from a very non-vegetarian family. We enjoy non-vegetarian, but for me to eat rice, I never liked rice. And for me to eat dal, I never liked it. So I would only have like a handful, which initially it was such a big thing for me to eat rice, because I think you gave me 200 grams, 220
Yeah,
grams of
yeah.
rice. And for me it was a struggle to
Yeah,
just eat
but
it.
initially we're eating sugars, no?
Yeah. You can't out me like that, but okay. So the whole point is
I
yes.
think we all were eating sugar.
Yes, so whole point is moderation is relative. If you told me Asay should eat chicken in moderation, I would be like, okay, so 300 grams is fine, because I used to eat 500. If you told me Aslesh, rice moderation is important, I used to eat 100 grams of rice maybe, I would say okay, moderation means 30. So that doesn't make sense. That is not
That's
moderation.
not much.
Moderation is okay, this is how much you're supposed to eat, and this is what moderation is. Keep this in mind so that you can follow it outside, right? When you go outside and you order food, you know how much it
And I
is.
think there's one point that we missed out. No sugar, no fried foods. What was the other thing we spoke?
uh, Clean home food.
Clean home food. One more thing was please have enough veggies.
Yeah, veggies.
Something I forgot.
Also water. I
Veggies
just
and
peed and I
water.
came, so I know
Oh,
water.
if you take water again, there are a lot more things. Then sleep comes in.
Oh yeah.
Your work stress comes in.
Yes.
So that's another story. Yeah, we'll get into detail eventually.
Yes.
I think we'll probably have a discussion where uh, we explain the preliminary fives, which are very important for you
Hmm.
to have a better and healthier lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then I think we can discuss in detail on that. But otherwise, yeah, this is the best way you can start off. Have some activity. I think the reason we say have activities, your activity balances out the excess calories that you might be consuming now.
Yeah.
Um, eh,
He just needs attention.
okay, your activity balances out the
Yeah.
excess calories that you might be eating now. And okay,
No, you can just push him down. You can just push him down. Luffy is excited to be on the podcast for the first time.
and I think activity also keeps you level headed. A lot of people have been talking about hormones. I think there is no, I just want to put this fact out there, and I know a lot of people have debunked this. There is no specific food that improves your hormone, or there is nothing like that. So it's basically overall health.
Yes.
It includes a combination of eating good food. It includes working out every day, keeping active. I think it's very very Okay. Now, sorry. I have to limit. Come. Good boy.
Luffy is our first official guest, and he's not cooperating. Luffy,
Okay.
you can come here. You can come here. You're disciplined here. You
Okay. He's just a sweetheart, and yeah, if you don't give him attention, he's gonna bark at me. Okay. So yeah, I think to sum it up, these are the basic things you might have to follow. If it if it does sound complicated, you have any specific questions, I think you can leave. You can ask questions in the comments,
Yes.
and whatever I can, to the best of my knowledge, I will answer.
And if it is overwhelming, just take it a step at a time. Try to eat one meal clean if that was hard for you.
Oh yeah, that works too.
Yes.
I forgot. So there's a step in weaning off sugar. There's a step in getting to
Yes.
eat clean. It's a very step by step process. It doesn't
So
happen overnight.
take it slowly, right? Do not overwhelm yourself. That is where the mental health aspect comes from. That I was telling you. And after you achieve your goals, please not achieve. You're making progress,
Because I
right?
think a lot of people don't notice this. They try too hard
Mm-hmm.
to start off. They
Mm-hmm.
try to cut out everything,
Mm-hmm.
and they bounce back even harder.
Yes.
They go back and they eat even more.
Yes.
So that is something we definitely want to avoid.
Yes.
So I think the three simple rules would be: eat home cooked food, no fried food, no sugars,
Yes.
drink lots of water, have enough. I said three and I meant to five, and have a lot of veggies
Yes.
as much as you. And
Yes.
I think that will change a lot internally. And your exercise will add on,
It's a bonus.
is a bonus. It will
Yeah.
add on and it'll make you feel better, definitely.
And so yeah, I think after, as you said, if you go too hard and then you lose 5 kgs, 10 kgs, whatever you wanted, and then you're like, okay, now I'm done. You bounce back into an unhealthy
I
routine
know
as
I know
fast
a
as you
lot
can.
of people who have asked me this start off. Like, oh, my whole life I have to eat. I tell them, what is it that is so bad that you eat? And there's nothing.
Yeah.
You're eating rice, chicken, dal, vegetable. It's what we normally eat.
Yes.
So I think the extra things that we used to eat, the
Yeah.
candies, the packaged buns,
I'm not eating anything
wafers.
special that I never used to 5 years ago.
Exactly.
I'm just
We're just avoiding certain
yes.
foods which didn't work well for us.
Yes. And it's not like, okay, you do not eat outside anymore. It's
You do.
you do eat outside.
You make better choices.
You make
That's it.
better choices. Okay, you wanna have something that is nostalgic for you, like something, okay, fast food
I think we need.
once in a while
Yeah,
is okay.
I think we need to treat indulgence, or we need to indulge only on special occasion. You
Yes.
can do that.
Yes.
You're fine. Every day cannot be a
Okay, another
special
question.
occasion.
Another very big topic that we will speak about next in the
Soon.
coming time soon. What about indulging in alcohol?
Okay, now
You said special occasions, right?
I'll tell you what. A lot of people have come to me uh, when they're in a bad place, their health,
Mm-hmm.
and when we start off, I've had people once for a year. The most important part, I've told them initially start off. I explained to them what alcohol does, how it affects,
Yeah.
how it prevents your body from functioning the way it's supposed, and all of these facts. I do share everything up
We'll go into
front.
detail.
Yeah,
We'll have a special episode for
yeah.
this.
But I think irrespective, people uh, still want to drink once a week, and they put a label to it saying, "Oh, I have to drink socially." So
Hmm.
I feel that's just a reason you're giving yourself
Yes.
to want to drink.
Uh,
Because
I
I feel the day you don't want to drink,
I quit booze even before I started working out, but I quit when I was 20, and I do not know why. I never found enjoyment in booze. It's a very personal thing, very personal thing. But till date, a lot of people ask me, "Oh, you're not drinking? Why? Oh, because you wanna. It's your fitness, your diet. Oh, your diet." I'm like, no. It's just that I do not.
if you ask me, is alcohol bad? Yes, it's bad for everybody.
That is the simple answer.
That's the simple.
So, and then they say, "Oh, you cannot have fun if you come out with us." Then
Would you, if you ask me, do I drink alcohol? Yes, I do occasionally.
yes, you
I'm not
do
going to lie
occasionally.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
I do
Moderation.
pick occasions.
Yes.
I do pick occasions, and I do drink when I on those
Yes.
occasions specifically.
Moderation with him, as your brother
But
says.
I don't drink throughout the year.
Yes. So that is what it is. And then the question that I get is like, oh, if you come out with us, you'll not have fun. And I'm like, dude, you do not need booze in me to have fun, man. I I
I
have
have heard a lot of people say this. So they've said it helps me break the ice. It basically removes inhibition. That's all it does. That's what
Yeah.
alcohol does, no?
Yes, it does. It does. I agree
It
with
does
you.
not make you superhuman. It just removes inhibition. It blocks that sense, that feeling. It just
Yes. And so that I think that's what it is. I say, dude, you do not need booze in me to have fun, and I do not need booze in me to for me to have fun. I'll be fun and I'll also have fun at the same time. I do not need it. And
I think
people,
that happens only when you're confident.
yes, that is what I was getting to.
And then that again in
I didn't
turn
have that
comes
initially.
that
I
in
didn't
turn.
have that initially, and then that in
Takes time.
turn, yes, it took time. The more I was content with myself, the more confidence I got through multiple things,
I think
fitness.
sometimes people are not happy because we're always looking, and
Yes,
we don't realize what we have,
comparison is a thief of joy.
and we always
Yeah.
want what the other person.
Yes.
I think it's never ending. If you get that,
Yeah.
someone always has more than what you have.
So that is why again I was saying,
It's
please
never
take a
ending.
step back. Even okay, let's say you were 100 kgs and you wanted to go down to 80. Halfway through it, 90 kgs, you still did a good job,
Oh, that
man.
is different, huh? I
Uh,
mean, oh yeah, it's actually the same.
you
In
see,
every aspect, you have to work hard.
yes, it's still working hard, but you still take a step back and you're like, shit, I've
Appreciate it.
appreciate the process, because the moment you
It's a
start
lot of work.
appreciating the process and you start enjoying and giving yourself credit, you gets easier.
That's another very important point that you put across. A lot of people don't enjoy the process.
Yeah.
That's sad. So a lot of what I do is I actually make sure that people start enjoying the process, because at some point when they start enjoying the process, the results just keep coming so fast that they forget.
Yeah.
They stop being goal oriented, or they stop fixating on a certain goal,
Yes.
and they just enjoy what they're doing, and it just becomes beautiful after that.
Yes. And now you know what you said, a lot of clients say, so I should do this my entire life. That aspect goes away because you start enjoying it and it doesn't become a chore. It doesn't become,
It doesn't seem like a task anymore.
hmm,
It becomes a part of life. It becomes a part of life, and I think that's very, very, very.
yeah. So I feel people, please do start whatever reason it is, even if it's you trying to owe it to yourself like I did, or if it was you trying to just find something within yourself, right? Or if
I
it's
think a
just for
lot of
someone else, for your loved ones, please do get in, please do pick it
no,
up.
I would say please don't do anything. Unfortunate. I'm sorry. It might sound very horrible that please do it for,
Exactly. That is what I was
because
getting to.
if you don't have the basic thought, take care of yourself. You
Yes.
cannot take care of anybody around you.
So I think that is all of this boils down to, it becomes a form of self love. And that is where you get your,
You are your top priority first.
yes. If you don't do it for yourself, who else will? I think that is what I tell myself a lot of these times when I'm put into places where I'm supposed to pick my priorities over something
A lot
else.
of us always look uh, at helping others,
Yeah.
and through the years, I've come to realize that if I can't help,
Good to be selfish.
let it be mentally, let it be physically,
Yeah.
cannot. And
It's
if
good to
you
be
are,
selfish
yeah,
towards yourself. Yeah.
you have to be at some point in life. So when I say selfish, I'm not talking in the negative aspect.
Yes.
When I say selfish, you telling people that you don't want to have alcohol at a party is being selfish also.
Yeah.
But does it benefit you the most? Yes.
It does.
So I think it's a good self. Again, I think it's a wrong thing to say good selfish, but I think it's, if something is really doing good for yourself, really creating that good environment for yourself.
It basically means you're prioritizing yourself,
Yeah,
regardless
priority.
of what people
Because
say.
people are so affected by what others around them say,
Yeah.
and eventually, I've had a lot of people ask me this, Aditya. So I do talk about their mental health time to time. They've said, Aditya, I've had friends who have been with for a long time. We used to drink together, everything. Now that I don't drink anymore, they don't call me. I say I can understand that it hurts you. So I would tell them that talk to them and let them know you like to be
Yes.
invited. It doesn't matter if you do not.
Yeah.
Even after that, if there's no reciprocal, fine. That
Yeah.
means I think they're not your friends. Put it plain and
Yes.
simple
Put it
and
plain and
brutally.
simple, brutally. Yeah.
I don't think they're your friends.
Yes.
A person is jealous because you're or is threatened because you're physically, mentally uh, getting to a better place, then I don't the right crowd.
Exactly. So there's only a handful of people that really, really cheer you on when you are
If you
prioritizing yourself.
exactly if you don't surround yourself with people like that who cheer you on no matter what,
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
friends
Uh,
will cheer you on no matter what.
yeah. It
It
comes
doesn't
back.
matter. See, they don't have to do it. I'm not saying they have to follow what you're doing,
Hmm.
but don't make someone a criminal in the group because they're doing something outside.
Yes.
See, you are threatened by their change
Yes.
because you cannot understand or you cannot comprehend their level of confidence or
Their growth,
yeah
basically.
their growth or their physical fitness or their mental health. You're in such a confused state. You're like, how did they? And that threatens them because
Yeah.
you're put in an uncomfortable situation where you only could relate to the old person,
Yeah.
and that person was someone who used to comply with everything you used to say or who used to be within your parameters.
Yes.
Somebody changes, that does not mean you should ostracize.
I'm sorry. I never heard of a word, but yeah, I think that's what it is. And we spoke about this last time. It's uh, growth is very intimidating for a lot of people, and it's
Yes,
important for you to surround yourself with people that may
people are
not,
threatened.
they do not have to grow in the same way, but they should appreciate.
See, people are threatened. You know what they'll say? నీకు పని బాట లేదు ఇవన్నీ ఊరికి ఎందుకు చేస్తున్నావు ఏం పని
Yeah.
బాట లేదా. This is how it starts.
Yeah.
And the moment a person says that, you know they're threatened.
Again, so that is why I
You're
was
doing
saying,
something they can't do.
you take a step back, you appreciate it, you look at it, because we are so
See,
influenced by the people around us.
again, I want to mention one more thing, that not everyone who does that necessarily hates you.
Yes.
Okay. But you have to see how it works. You can deal with it. Fine. If you
Yeah.
feel you can't, it's affecting you, I think you know the step you have to take.
Yes.
So it's not something that I can say that, Arey, don't be friends with him, be friends with him. No. No matter what I say or I do, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What is it that you want? End of the day.
I think to summarize this episode, get the basics. You just summarized it,
Yeah.
and then mental health is important. Please do prioritize
I'll
yourself
I'll
and your
just
mental health.
list out everything in a nutshell. Eat home food. Just stop eating outside. Eat home food. Eat veggies, a minimum quantity, like 100 grams of veggies.
Yeah.
Have your rice, have your dals, have your chicken if you're non-vegetarian. If you're vegetarian, please have dals, please have rajma, please have chana. These are your sources of protein.
Yeah.
Also, please drink lots of water because your body needs water to process these food.
Yes.
So if you don't drink enough water, how is it going to process? How is it going to excrete?
Yeah.
Even to people talk about detox. Say
Mm-hmm.
detox, detox, detox. Detox is just drinking a lot of good water and eating good food.
Yeah, that cup of green tea is
Automatically,
not gonna help.
it doesn't. Probably, I mean, see, green tea helps, but
Not just
not
green
when
tea.
you're
Yeah.
eating Kit Kat, like
Yeah.
2 kgs of Kit Kat and then drinking green tea doesn't
Yeah.
help.
Green tea is fucking
Uh,
confused. Like, what the fuck should I do now?
Green tea, yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, it does give you your dose of
Yes. Yes.
antioxidants, but doesn't. It's not the result. The
It's
result you
not.
expect will not
It's not the
come.
magic pill
Yeah,
that'll
it's not a
change and
magic pill.
detox you.
You have to eat clean, drink enough water. These are the two things we mentioned first thing, and then you have to sleep. When I
Yes.
say sleep, I'm not saying sleep for 8 hours, 10 hours. I think it varies from person to person. But I think when you sleep, you need to sleep peacefully, and you need to have sound sleep.
Qualities.
So irrespective, you even sleep for 5 hours. Some people feel very refreshed because they
Yes.
have quality sleep, like you mentioned.
And I think a good dosage is, you wake up the next day, you don't need a threatening level of caffeine to go through
Yeah.
your day, and you feel energized throughout the day. I think that is a
See, if
good
you are
amount.
feeling anxious, reduce your caffeine
Oh yeah.
intake. That is one very important thing. Also, stop putting yourself in those stressful situations which you don't have to, just because you want to maintain a social I don't know how to put it, a social standing with people.
Yes.
You don't have to, and that stress that you keep putting yourself under, in turn also will not
It does
help you
more
get to,
harm than
yeah,
benefit.
more harm than good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that summarizes it pretty much. And then just go play a sport that you like, or go for a
Yes.
walk in the evening.
Yeah.
Keep in contact with nature most of the time. If you ask me, that is the best suggestion I would give you.
Mm.
Look at trees, spend your time within trees, within nature,
Yes.
walk, run, play games, play sports, take your kids out, play with your kids. I think that will do wonders to you,
Yeah, and you'll
mentally and
just
physically.
find a better person within yourself. And I
Yes.
think physically, mentally, and that is one of the most important things.
So yeah, I think
What?
today was good. It was a good topic, and I hope we didn't bore you. Even if we did, I don't care. But
I think today was we did. It says an R25, but it probably is shorter. But mosquitoes and lighting. So we
yes,
shall.
mosquitoes are biting, so we're gonna cut it short. I
Yes.
don't want to get malaria or dengue. Anyways, we love you guys, and we'll see you guys soon with another episode. Until then, it's me, Aditya, signing off.
And Aslesh. Catch you guys next time.
Bye bye.